Hi everyone, welcome to Skill Questers Hub. In this video, we will discuss notebook cells in Jupyter Notebook. A Jupyter Notebook cell is a single block inside a notebook where you can either write code, add explanatory text, or display output. Each code cell can be run independently. Okay. When we create a notebook, we get one cell which is present by default. Okay, so we can use the cell to write code, markdown, or raw text. Okay, so here we have the cell and we have the code inside that print notebook cells. So we can run this code by pressing Shift Enter. Okay, so now let's explore the cell options that we have in a cell. So these are the options that is present. We can use this option, the first one, to create a duplicate of this cell. You get a copy of this cell created. We can use the delete option to delete the cell. We can use this option to insert a cell above. So if you click on this, you get an empty cell added above. And the next option is to insert a cell below. So if you click on this, we get a cell inserted below. Okay. And we can use this arrow, up arrow, to move the cell up. And we can use the down arrow to move it down. So we can use these options which is present in the cell to add a new cell above or below, to move the cell up or down, to create a duplicate cell, or to delete the cell. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. The same options can be done using the keyboard shortcut. To use the keyboard shortcut, we first need to go to command mode. To do that, just click on the cell and press the escape key. Okay, now you can see that the cell is getting selected. Now if you press A, it will add a cell above. Okay, if you press B, it will add a cell below. And to delete the cell, go to command mode by pressing escape, and then we need to press DD. Okay, so we need to press DD twice, so it will delete the cell. Okay, similarly we can also delete the cell above. Okay, and to move the cell above and below, again go to the command mode and we need to press Ctrl Shift and up arrow to move it above, and again Ctrl Shift down arrow to move it below. So these are the cell options present in a notebook cell. Next, let's explore the cell types that are present. So we have three types of cells: code cell, markdown cell, and raw cell. And you can see that in this drop down menu, we have code, markdown, and raw option. Okay. So first, let us see the code cell. So we can run or execute code in a code cell. So this is an example of a code cell. So if I click on this cell, you can see in the drop down code is selected. So we can also change it by going to the command mode and using the keyboard shortcut. So let's go to the command mode. So I'm pressing escape key. And then if I press Y, this is the code mode. If I press M, it is the markdown. Here you can see it's changed to markdown. And if I press R, it is raw. Okay, so let me press Y again. It comes back to the code mode. So this is the keyboard shortcut to change the type of the cell. So now this is of cell type code. So we can run this. So we have the code here, print hello world. So let's run this by pressing Shift Enter. Okay, so we get the output below. Okay, so we can use a code cell to run or execute the code and get the output below. Okay, so next the other cell type is markdown cell. So the text in a markdown cell is rendered into formatted content. There is no code execution, and this is useful for notes and documentation. and it is used to write formatted text, headings, lists, equations, and links. So let's see that in action. Okay, so if I select this Markdown cell, which is here you can see in the drop down Markdown is selected. Okay, we can also change it from the drop down. So I have changed it to code. I can change it to Markdown as well. I can change it using the command mode by pressing escape key. Okay, Y for code, M for Markdown, R for raw. So I'm pressing M. So now it is in Markdown type. Okay. So here in this example, we have a Markdown cell and we have hash here before the text. So this is for a heading, and then we have asterisks here. So this is for the bullet points. Okay. And here we have this 3 asterisks. Okay, this is for bold and italic. So 1 asterisk is for italic and 2 asterisks is for bold and 3 is for bold and italic. Okay. So yeah, other we have this 3 asterisks without any text. So this is for a horizontal ruler. And then here we have the link. Okay, so we can embed a link inside this cell. So for that, this is the syntax within square brackets. Just give the name of the link that you want to be displayed, and after that, within the brackets, give the link. Okay. So let me run this, pressing Shift Enter to run. Okay, so this is the Markdown cell. All the text is being formatted and displayed. So here we were able to display the headings and the list, okay, and link, and also the text in bold and italic. Okay, so from here you can also click on the link. Okay, so this is a link which is a guide to the Markdown syntax that we have. Okay, so that link I have added here. We can also get this link from help Markdown reference. Okay, this is the same link which I have added as a link in this Markdown cell. Okay. Next, let's explore the cell type raw cell. So raw cell stores plain text without Markdown formatting or code execution. So there is no execution of code and there is no Markdown rendering which gives the formatted text. So this is just a plain text which is displayed. Okay, so this is an example of that. So here in the drop down we have raw that is selected. Okay, so if you run this cell, pressing Shift Enter to run, we don't get any output. We don't get the text also being displayed. Okay, so the text is just stored in the cell, which is a plain text which is getting stored in the cell. So we can use the raw cell to store plain text. I have also prepared a reference guide on notebook cells. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.